Alright, so today I'm going to take a video and kind of show you what my routine is, my setup, and how I feed my dart frog. So currently in this 18 by 18 by 24, I have a single Ransomea Benedicta Yellowhead. She's been in the tank for about 2 months now. The male that I had died, so I'm just left with her. In this tank I have a variety of mosses that I've kind of collected from creeks. I have a bunch of tropical plants. Um, the soil is just kind of composed of a standard ABG mix. And this tank has been up for about 3 months with plants. So, kind of moving on to what I feed my dart frogs. I rotate all of my supplements, but I have Dendrocrixis, a dead plant. I took it out and tried to save it from but it didn't end up working out. I have Ronavit from Renarium. I have Rana A. And then I also have Carotenoid Plus, but that's not in here. I'm feeding High Day fruit flies. Yeah, so that's pretty much what I have. That's just pretty much what I'm feeding. I feed every day. I rotate all my supplements. I have a 5-gallon reservoir hooked up to a Miss King system. This goes on 4 times a day, 10 seconds. And I'll demonstrate just a quick misting. The pumps, I hadn't changed my water in a while, so it might take a little bit for the water to start going, because I had accidentally dry ran them this morning. Yeah, I think there might be an issue with it, but here, let's just see if it'll go. So the pumps ran dry. Oh, there we go, getting something. Slowly but surely. I think it just needs to run a little bit. It just ran dry this morning, and I heard it. I was like, oh crap, and I forgot to turn off my or add water. It's having some issues right now. So here, I'll just pull it out. I make sure this water is like clean. I use just RO water from supermarket. It's kind of hard to take this off, but I have a little spout down there. It's hooked up to a standard Miss King pump. I haven't really bothered to sort out the cords, but yeah. I built the stand along with the tank, and then I just set it up. I'm not really sure what all the plants I have in here, but I have a couple of Cryptanthus. I have I have 4 like mature bromeliads, and I have 1 pup. I have some moss collected from my local creek, a couple of shingling plants. I forget what this guy is. A couple of ferns up in the front. Ficus. There's some other plants in the back, like a nice little ficus in the very back of the tank. But I'm not going to mess with the tank too much, since these are very shy species. And I think the reason my male died was something introduced to the tank via pathogen, disease, parasite, something like that. And I was a little bit overzealous in trusting him out, so he wasn't eating, he was stressed, his immune system got compromised, and he died sadly. And I'm pretty sure my male's in here somewhere. He's probably hiding in one of the film canisters or deep in one of the bromeliads. There's a couple really good locations for him to hide in this tank, especially where I even if I wanted to, I'd have to literally move like the film canisters or other parts of the tank to actually see him. And I actually plan on moving him into a smaller grow out Viv, because his or her brother was severely emaciated whenever he died. So I still haven't really forgiven myself too much for that. But aside from that, yeah, the tank's been running pretty well. I haven't had too many issues with it at all. In the beginning, I had a couple of plants die, and that brings me to the next topic about lighting. I have a Biodude 12-inch T5 and a Frog Daddy standard LED floodlight. I used to run the floodlight 12 hours a day full blast, and that killed a bunch of my plants. And actually, a lot of these plants in the tank right here are not the originals. I actually had a variety of different ones, but I actually fried a bunch of my plants. Um, so yeah, I actually run the LED. So I run the T5 12 hours a day, and then I run the LED for 3 of my 12 hours paired with the T5s just to blast it, because this vermilion in the middle used to be a very bright cherry red, and it lost that color. You can see a little bit on the tips, but it's slowly went back to this greenish state. I don't have an issue with that, but the red was very pretty. And obviously, like, the plants are happy, and I obviously know the lights are powerful enough, because these Cryptanthus were like greenish brown when I first got them. You can still see a little bit of green in the back. But yeah, I have a petri dish here just whenever sometimes I'll pop it and sometimes take it out. Doesn't matter to me. I'll use that to feed the flies. Again, I'll rotate my supplements. I feed every day. Most of the time I use Dendricare, since that's like the most like powerful of them. I feel like, and I'm also trying to be a little bit more aggressive with Rana A. I'm not sure, it's anecdotal, but might help with the immune system. And I really haven't seen my remaining frog for a while. Like, I understand they're a shy species, and I'm just being patient with him. But I've only seen them like a lot during the beginning, whenever but I think I was stressing them out, so they're just completely hidden now. And then I've seen him only once since, and he was just okay. He wasn't nearly as skinny as the male whenever he died, but yeah, that was a bummer nonetheless. I plan on adding 4 Rhinotomea benedicta pampa to this tank. I'm gonna move him to a smaller grow out to put some weight on him, and actually move him back to into a smaller 12 by 12 by 18. Maybe get him like a male, or I don't know, just 2 more. I might get 2 more yellowheads in the future. For anyone interested, I'm going to get both my Benedict are the ones I'm probably going to get soon. In the near future, I'll have a video on that. I know I didn't record any of the yellowheads. I only have some pictures as my channel page, but I really haven't gotten any good footage of them. I was going to originally, but I never really got any good camera videos. And then slowly they're starting to get stressed out. So I didn't want to continue with that process of just stressing them out. For this tank's construction, I've used ghostwood as the main piece, and then a small spiderwood branch right here. The rest of the tank is Hydrolon. I used Troy Goldberg's Tropical Garage's videos as guidance. I felt they were really helpful, and for anyone trying to sort of replicate a viv like this, I'd recommend you do that. I'm just going to open it up real quick just to kind of show you. I'm not worried about my frog jumping out just because he's extremely shy, and there's plenty of like hiding cover and places they can kind of just stay away from me. So, and it's all in the back, so as long as he feels secure, I'm not worried about him jumping out. And yeah, that's this tank. It's been a pleasure running for me. I'm kind of sad about that my yellowhead dying, and honestly, it might be risky putting in the Pampa hermosa if there's a disease or something like that. So I'm not sure that's the best call, but again, I've really wanted these frogs for a long time. I think I've done a pretty good job of taking care of them. I feed every day around, trying to aim for 15-20 flies for the frog, just so you get tons of food. I have a couple different isopod species in here. I have dwarf whites, and then I have 2 species of springtails. And yeah, it's just been running really well. I'm honestly very pleased with the performance it's had in terms of growing the plants. A lot of these plants in here were half the height they were when I originally got them, especially like the vining ones. Obviously, it's like overtaking. I have to clip them, but I'm always kind of cautious about that. Actually, this guy had to run up all the way over here, and I clipped him down again, just because he was starting to brown on some of the lower parts. Oh, this Columbusia right here used to be really straight, but I think it's getting a little bit too much water, so I removed a leaf right here. And I actually have a PVC tube that goes through the substrate, through the excuse the foam right there. I didn't really clear that up. Through the mesh and into the like down like a couple centimeters, almost touching the bottom of the viv. So, and I actually have a siphon in the back of my cabinet. And yeah, it's been running pretty well. If you all have any tips or like suggestions on how the frog may have died, again, I had him for about a month before he died. I hadn't really. I know he probably was shedding because I saw like a little thing where he was opening and closing his mouth. I know he was stressed out because I was obviously a little bit too overzealous again, just looking for him and just super excited since it's my first frogs. And yeah, so that was an issue obviously. But the moss was collected from a creek. I had the Cryptanthus and the big begonia are rubra, or I think it's begonia at least. In the middle, were bought from, and so is this Columbia, but bought from one of my local nurseries, and all the other plants came from Frog Daddy. So yeah, the tank's running pretty well. I'll show you this. I'll show you the mini viv I have prepared. So whenever I move my yellowhead, it's really small. I'm just trying to keep it small so I can feed him easily. There's nothing in here right now. I'm just making sure this begonia can take this light. It's a little 5-watt. I have hooked up just really easily to a shelf that contains some of my arboreal tarantulas. Yeah, it's got a little cork bark, some leaves to hide under. I have some dwarf whites in here just so they can kind of get established. And yeah, I mean, this begonia hopefully does well. If not, I'll just see what I can do to maybe rotate the tank or move it, but I'll see how it does. And obviously the lid keeps it pretty keeps the opacity pretty well. I haven't drilled any holes, so I don't have to worry because I'm hand misting this one every day, and if I see fit, every night. So yeah, that one's doing pretty well. And other than that, I mean, I don't really have too much to update. I have 4 nozzles. Miss King nozzles in this terrarium, run 4 times a day, 10 seconds. Once when the light turns on, once when the light turns off, and then 2 in the middle in the day, especially when this powerful one's going on, just to make sure that the LED doesn't completely fry the plants. So there's always a little bit of saturation. The tank doesn't seem ever too moist. It seems humid, and that's what I'm kind of going for. I also want a little bit of dry spots here and there in the tank, so the frog, if it's getting too much, it can always kind of choose to microclimate. And I know in this corner there's not a lot going on, at least you can see, but there's a bunch of little I have a bunch of film canisters all spread through the tank, so there's plenty of hiding spots. Any tips I would have just for anybody any new keepers: take it slow, take it easy. And with my Pompa Hermosas, whenever I put them in the tank, I'm going to be very I'm going to really be chill about it. I'm not going to look at them. I'm literally just probably going to introduce them to the tank and maybe snap a photo or two and just leave it alone for the rest of the time. I'm just going to feed. I'm not going to go looking for them like I did. I'm just going to leave it be. I think that's probably the best course of action, especially for Randus Maya, just seeing how shy they are. I think that'll be best for them. And yeah. This vivarium's been coming along nicely. I'll keep updates going, but yeah, thanks for watching, and thanks for showing interest in this. If y'all have any tips, y'all can find me on Dengerboard at Things and Games. Yeah. So if anybody would like to reach out and just kind of help me with anything, I'd appreciate that. Just give me any tips. I've been in contact with some of the breeders. So I've been in contact with the breeder of these frogs, Tinkman. I've talked to some other people from companies such as Frog Daddy and Houston Frogs. I've talked to those very nice people, and yeah. So that'll conclude this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day.